Hi guys, yeah, I just wanted to make another video. Recently went to see Gunpowder Milkshake, and I just thought I'd like give a few thoughts about I didn't really know anything about the movie going in. Like I just saw that I saw a poster and I just had Karen Gillan on the poster. And I thought that's really cool. Because I'd be a fan of Karen Gillan since Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Nebula was my favourite character from those movies, so that's how I sort of got familiar with her work. She was in Doctor Who as well, but I didn't really see that. I'll have to check that out. And I really liked the look of it. It looked really cool. I went in blind. So it's just my thoughts on it. I sort of got some information from IMDb. It just says 3 generations of women fight back against those who could take everything from them. The director is Navat Papushado. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And his writers were Navat Papushado and Ehud Lavsky. Hopefully I'm not butchering those names. It stars Karen Gillan and Lena Headey and Carla Gugino. Karen Gillan is playing Sam, and is the spoilers. I'll be talking about this, so I'll probably be spoiling things. So I definitely recommend going to see it. And it is Freya Allen. She plays the younger version of Sam, and then Lena Headey as Scarlett, who's basically Sam's mother. I've got this. I wrote this storyline down. I got this from IMDb. It says, in her turbulent life as a professional assassin, Scarlett was cruelly forced to abandon her daughter, Sam, and go on the run. Years later, despite the estrangement, Sam has grown up into a cold-blooded hitwoman. After a high-stake mission spins out of control, putting an innocent 8-year-old girl in the middle of the gang war she has unleashed, Sam has no choice but to go rogue. This ultimately leads her back to her mother and her former hitwoman sidekicks, who all join forces in an avenging war against those who took everything from them. And genre is action, crime, thriller. It's rated R as well. So, but I thought it was really cool. I thought the gunfights are really good. Karen Gill's really good, and I really like her. She's just got a really cool look about her and swagger about her. She's just really cool. I've seen loads of interviews with her as well. She just seems like a really nice person, you know, kind of funny person. But you know, she's the main sort of assassin in it. She sort of takes over from her mum or tries to get revenge on this firm is this sort of group, this sort of crime group of people, and she's their sort of best agent. She's been sent in to do this mission to get this money, and she accidentally kills the wrong person who was supposed to be helping them, and so they go after her, and her mum has sort of vanished, and it's sort of setting around a diner as well. So that's what Gunpowder Milkshake is the whole diner bar, but just really cool. It's got really cool lighting, and the action sequences are really cool. The sort of slow-mo shots of gunfights and action people fighting and stuff, awesome choreography and stuff. And there's this cool sort of library where these sort of women assassins that's where they operate from, and they sort of the library is sort of a guise for their operation. You sort of have to go back you have to go behind this door, so like a gigantic lion on the door, and inside the books are these weapons and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And the weapons are all unique. Sort of, it's actually kind of funny. There's loads of funny bits in it. Like, you know, Karen Gill, like, she sent this mission, but she has this cool little car as well. I thought the car was really cool. Oh god, she has this kind of like neat little hat, I think, and like jacket. Like, she has this bag that says "I love kittens" on it. That was really cool. And it's got loads of weapons in it, and there's these other women that sort of help her out, and yeah, the weapons are sort of hidden in these books, so they're handing her these books, and she's known from her mum, but her mum sort of disappeared. But she gets jobs in the diners. There's this diner where she goes, and she sort of gets contracts there. She meets with clients and stuff. And I thought, you would say, well, the story isn't truly like original. It does have like, but it's just really fun, and it's really like the action sequences are really cool. The lighting, they've got this really cool lighting. Like, they meet up in this bowling alley. That's what I'm wearing. She gets this bowling jacket, like, because that's where she has to meet the bad people to get the money back, or to try and. There's this little girl, 8-year-old girl that they're trying to, that she's got caught up in this, and she's trying to rescue her from these bad guys. These bad guys are sort of wearing these sort of classic horror character masks, and they sort of they want the money, and she wants the girl, so she does a trade with them in this sort of video shop, actually, and it's really cool. They get the money, and they dash off, and she has the girl, so she should rescue the girl, but they drive off with this money, and while they're driving off, they sort of double cross. They sort of betray each other. One guy sort of betrays them and like shoots them. It's like full on. It's like full on. Like, again, there's tons of blood and tons of violence, but like, I think it's cool. I think it's well done. Like, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I do recommend it. And like, they sort of betray each other, and the car sort of crashes, and you know, they has the money. The guy's trying to run away with the money, and one of the other people shoots him. But what I thought was good was Karen, sort of Sam arrives, and she doesn't really have a weapon, so she gets this sweeping brush. She has a sweeping brush. She breaks it in half, and like, she has these sort of like these spiky you know, bits of wood, and like one of the guys that's sort of left on the ground ends up being sort of alive, and like, he sees the Karen sort of trying to get the money, and one of the other people drops a grenade and explodes, and all the money goes flying everywhere, so it sort of destroys the money on him. But Karen goes up to one of the guys that they're left, and he's kind of wearing Dracula's mask, like, and she has this stake thing. She puts it right through his heart. I thought that was kind of cool, like that, like a vampire. She kills the vampire, you know. But then like there's a car chase scene where she has a little girl. No, I'm jumping ahead of myself. There's this hospital, right, where people from the firm go to get help and stuff, to get fixed up, and there's this like the crazy doctor who sort of gives them laughing gas. So it's sort of hilarious, like where the bad guys are sort of like, they're all messed up from Karen, because they're actually sent in to stop her. The firm kind of turns on her, and they send in these people to stop her, and but she trashes them. She murders them. She beats up. There's a really cool sequence. It's called a gutter ball. It's like this bowling alley, and it's really cool lighting. Really cool like lighting section, and that's where she gets the bowling jacket, like that you can see in the poster. But so the bad guys, she dashes off, and these bad guys go to this hospital to get fixed up, and they have these laughing gas stuff. The doctor is sort of helping them, but she arrives later because she's been shot in the elbow, and the doctor sort of turns on her because he reveals to other people that she's there, and they sort of want revenge on her. So he has this paralysing syringe that he wants to stick in her arm to sort of paralyse her a little bit, because like she's too much to handle when she's not paralysed. So he stabs her with this paralyzed, and her arms go numb, and she's with the little kid, and she's like, "You're gonna have to help me here." So she tapes, the little girl sort of tapes a gun and a knife to her arm, and there's this cool sequence in the hospital where she's sort of fighting the guys are sort of crippled as well. They're in wheelchairs and stuff, and like, they're coming down the hall like, "I'm gonna get you," and like, so she comes out, and of course her arms are numb, but she's sitting in this chair. They all have guns, and like, she's sitting in this chair, and she has like metal trays behind her, and like, there's this cool sequence where she's fighting them. She's like swinging her arm around, and like, attacking them, and like cutting them, and like shooting them, and all that sort of stuff. Like doing, like, it's a crazy sequence. Like, and like when you arrive at the hospital, there's this gigantic tooth, and it's like a cookie jar thing, and you have to put your weapons in it. There's like a nurse there, and she says, "Oh, I have to put your weapons in this cookie jar," But she kills all these people, and then there's like one guy left, and he's trying to reload his weapon. He's got like a shotgun, and she jumps up on this counter. She pushes this tooth off, and it lands on his head. His head just goes boom, like splat, like. So she escapes, and she's with this little kid, but she needs to drive off. So she's kind of sitting in the driver's seat, and she has a little girl. And the little girl is she's telling the little girl to drive, like, she'll do the brakes and the accelerator, and the little girl will sort of do the gears and stuff. So there's this cool sort of driving sequence where the bad guys are sort of driving after her, and it's in this underground car park, and they're manoeuvring around trying to shoot her, and there's this cool sequence like. So I thought it was really good. Lighting was really good, and like the music's really good. I can't think of the tracks right off my head, but it's like really cool music. I have these sort of slow-mo shots. They're like, and of course she gets away, but then she makes her way to back to the library, back to where the firm sort of operates with these women that are sort of the staff there are sort of like undercover assassins themselves running this library, and like all these men are after her, and she's like, they're like giving out to her saying, "Oh, you brought all these bad guys to us, so you're gonna have to fight these guys," or whatever. But then her mum shows up, Scarlett shows up, and like she's like, "I missed you," and all this, and like, she's this assassin. So these funny quotes where like, she's with Scarlett, and like these men are trying to get in, so they're trying to get ready, and they're trying to get these books, because in the books there's different like weapons and stuff, and like it's like surprise whatever weapon you get. Like she has a book. There's this great moment where like the other women sort of dash off and leave her, because she's like, I'll take them on, and they're like, "Oh, I need weapons, and they're like, check the self-help section. So she's in this section looking through books, and she's opening the books, and there's like a little switchblade in one, and then she opens another one, there's a tiny little pistol and stuff. She's grabbing these books, and like she's fighting these guys break in, and it's cool shots of like the gun fights are really awesome kind of, and sure enough her mum comes back and says, "Listen, I'm gonna have to help her, like she can't do it on her own." She comes back, and she's like, they're hiding behind a table at one point, and her mum Scarlett says to Sam like, "Oh, I wouldn't want to be killing people with anyone else. Like, I'm so proud of you. And she sort of goes, oh, thanks, Mom, you know. And she has these awesome, Scarlett gets these awesome guns. They must be her classic guns that she always uses. They're like these pistols, but they have a sort of bayonet on them. It has a like dragon on them. She has two of these things, and like she does crazy damage with them. She like rams it right through this guy's neck. This guy, one guy has this gigantic mallet, and he's like trying to bang, bang, bang. He's like trying to smash up Sam, you know, and she's dodging all the way, like, and like this is deadly secret. That's a deadly gunplay, but obviously they take most of them out, and then all the while these other men are trying to get back into behind the scenes. There's this door with the line on it, to the inner sanctum of the operation where all the weapons are and stuff and all. And like there's this other girl with a van. She's sort of hiding the little kid, the 8-year-old kid, and she puts sort of headphones on her and she's listening to this music while all this and she has this. They're in this van, and like in the van is this gigantic machine gun, and so she's on top of the machine gun and she's like mowing all these guys down, and like I thought that was kind of cool. But in the end she sort of runs out of bullets, and like most of the guys are mowed down, but this other bloke emerges. He's like a survivor, and he's ran out of bullets. He goes to shoot her and just click, ran out of bullets. So he takes out these sort of knuckle dusters, and so it's full on fighting with this woman. But she gets hit. She gets stabbed, like, and there's a sort of sad scene where she passes away. With these other women are sort of like looking at her pass away, but she was really proud in that moment, like, because she sort of protected the child, but they take the child away, so they go after them and get her back, and then the little girl is sort of so the gang has this little girl now, and they're sort of negotiating with Sam, Karen, like, oh, if you want this girl back, you have to meet us in the diner, you know. So she goes to the diner to meet him. You're not letting any weapons in, and like she's like, I'm gonna make you pay for this, blah 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 blah. And Karen's like, oh, we had a deal, you know, just let the girl go. There's nothing to do with the girl. And like this is kind of often we're gonna beat you up and make this little girl watch. But thankfully the staff, the women in this, the waitresses and stuff, are the assassins undercover, and they all whip out these shotguns as this massive like gunfight in the diner, like it's like slow motion. It's got this great music kicks in. It's like this really well known song. I can't think of it, but it's like this really well known song from like the 80s and 90s. It's a cool song. And it's got this really cool like lighting effect, like it looks like a dusk or something. So like they get the young girl back, thankfully, and they kill most of the gang, and then they're like, right, we're gonna show this firm that thinks they're unstoppable. You know, there's a guy, I forget his name. He's like a well-known actor. He's playing like the head guy of the firm. You know, he's in his office, and they kind of ring him up. Oh no, they don't ring him. They dress the little girl as a little cookie scout, and they send her to this house where he's there, and they're like, oh, there's this little girl here, little cookie girl, or whatever, little scout girl, and like, oh, he's like, oh, I'll deal with it, and he's thinking, oh, maybe they're coming for me, so he goes out and he's talking to this girl, and then the girl gives him a note. I forget what the note says. Like, it says, you know, I'm gonna get you, or something like, or look at your heart, or something. And he looks down, and sure enough, there's a laser beam, you know. So Karen Sam has this sniper rifle. She's like, and she's talking to him through a phone or something. She's just saying, listen, you leave us, you'll be in trouble. Like, you don't mess with us, like, don't think that you're like unstoppable or whatever. And then they say, like, close your eyes and count to 10. So he closes his eyes and he's counting 1, 2, 3, counts to 10. And when he says 10, like, he opens his eyes and they're like gone. But and they're just sort of, there's a great relationship with the little girl and like Sam. I thought it was really cool. I recommend like, it's got really cool lighting, and like the gunplay is really good, gunfight action's really good, the music's good, just really, really cool. Like, so like I thought I'd just give my thoughts on it, like, just, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Definitely smash that like button if you think it's good. Like, I definitely want to sort of get better at reviewing films or something like that, but yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. So see you then. Thanks. See ya.